Pick bands are underway, and then at some point we'll do another 5 push-ups each. Tsun versus Raptors. Now, I have watched a little bit of Raptors, but only by catching the ends of their games as I swap to them after other games, which is exciting for me. Tsun, on the other hand, they got dumpstered by G1. Now, G1 have looked like the best team that we've seen so far by a country mile. It's not been close, so I'm not entirely sure. I mean, Tsun still looked very solid, so this is going to be a potentially interesting match just based on how good Raptors look. They did take 2 games off Karmine Corp yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, look, the only group we've had so far that has not had both of the teams that came through wildcard getting put into the lower bracket was Group A, with August taking one of those spots. This one, obviously, one of the 2 in Group D, Alternate Attacks and Team BPP, both also in the lower bracket. I think this, however, is going to be the closer game. I think Alternate Attacks are going to lose versus Team BPP in the other one.
Really?
What do you mean, really?
Well, I mean, it's Alternate Attacks. It's Scandia and Woe style. They're very good at Trackmania.
Did we forget what happened last in the wild card?
No, but it's been like a week.
Come on. I said that in the wild card. I was like, they've had time to, get a little more confident. And they didn't.
That's fair.
Look,
that's a first pick dive, Twiggy. We should pay attention. That is first pick dive.
Wow. Okay. We're getting spoiled right now. We are getting spoiled. Hold on. Let me pred for you. Let me pred. You can gamble.
I didn't get to watch the pick bans for Raptors versus Karmine Corp yesterday. Can anyone tell us, was Dive banned away by Karmine Corp in that match? Because obviously it did not make an appearance in the picks at that point. Were Raptors prevented from picking it during that? I would be interested to know if anyone is aware. So that's pretty fun. We are going from Dive to Twisted to Backflip. Raptors they're picking some maps, god damn.
They really are. This is a little out there. Hold on, let me just update the title. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. We've got a real wild little Surf is the final map, obviously, in the regular part, which is such a change from the other maps that we have, apart from Twisted, maybe. I think there are 2 laid back maps. I feel like you got Twisted, you got Surf. Those are the 2 maps that you have a little break on from the chaos. Apart from that. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see a lot of these maps get regued properly until the finals, if then, even.
Yeah. Well, once we hit LAN and with weeks to practice, I do think that a lot of the players who end up making it to the LAN are, once you're at a LAN, you want to be putting your best foot forward.
Actually, yeah, for sure.
Which, it's going to be fun. Looking forward to seeing what the teams do, but we do still have to decide which teams make it there. This is also, like our previous match, a lower bracket match. Loser of this match is eliminated from World Championship contention. The winner will be guaranteed, not a spot at the LAN, but will be guaranteed to move to tomorrow and a chance to fight for that spot at the LAN, and a chance later today to fight for seeding going into that knockout bracket tomorrow.
Yeah, guys, predictions are live. Get your gambit in. I'm not seeing enough predictions right now.
What about movement? Are you seeing enough movement?
I'm not seeing enough movement. There we go. We've got some more preds in. Get in. Go. Come on.
Yeah, excellent stuff. And, we will be starting things.
Spends it all on push-ups.
You're
Dive. Supposed to... Have you guys learned nothing? You're supposed to gain, disposable income and then use it. Come on.
True.
We're in a recession.
Therefore,
be
gamble,
responsible.
Twiggy. I'm not convinced that the messaging is correct here. Dive!
Dive. First map. What an interesting pick here. Raptors better back it up. Because, August didn't. So, hopefully, one team that picks Dive can actually do well here. And, the main thing is whether or not Tsun are even remotely prepared for this. Oh, dear. Apparently Energize isn't, but the thing is, obviously, getting this picked against you first, sure, if you're not banning it out, you might be somewhat happy playing it, but also you might just not ban it out because you assume the other team is not going to play it.
Yeah.
Nobody has wanted to play it really over the course of the World Championship so far, especially not the teams who are in the wildcard. So why would Tsun think that Raptors would pick it? So this might actually be a really smart pick from them.
And I appreciate the information from Lava as well in chat, who does excellent stats for pretty much all top-level Trackmania World Tour competition, that Raptors did ban dive yesterday. So if there was a reason for Tsun to not expect it as a first pick today, there it is, and it'll be an ace in the first round for Raptors as Energize comes home in a slow second place.
Oh my god, Raptors were hiding maps.
We've theorized it for a long time, Twiggy, but we very rarely get to actually see it.
They actually did it! They actually hid a map. That is insane.
Do I have motion blur on? It's a great question.
I think you do.
Yeah, alright, we'll turn it off. Where's motion blur hiding?
Oh, it's... Wait. Oh, no, it was on.
There we go.
I looked too late. Yeah, no, this is wild. This is the first time we've actually seen, like, a Giga Brain pick come through. Obviously...
Now, were they hiding it, or is this just an absolute YOLO?
No, but that's the thing, right? If they make mistakes, it doesn't matter. They made a mistake last round as well.
That's true.
Tsun just couldn't keep up because they don't... Like, they didn't think they were going to play this map at all. Okay, Energize respawns twice. That might actually be a problem.
Maybe
but still,
maybe Shinemi was hiding the
Shinemi just went. Yeah, Shinemi just went. I don't care if you don't like it, Energize. In my map.
That's actually my conspiracy theory. Energize was the player who had control over the pick ban yesterday and immediately banned it. Shinemi, I wasn't paying attention, but obviously Shinemi must have been the player doing pick bans today and just said, well, we're doing dive. I don't care.
I want to have fun. Yeah, no, I mean, Enter and Feed don't look comfortable at all.
No.
It's just whether or not they can, like, kind of adapt in time to get it done, because I think, there's an element of surprise that has happened here. They were not expecting this pick, and Raptors could definitely take them by surprise if they get a few good rounds in a row. Obviously, having that 3-point lead is very good. They just need to back it up with one. I would say one more ace, and this is easily theirs. Easily.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, 2 aces at any point kind of gives you a map. Like, that is very hard to come back from. I would also love to be kept up to date on other matches going on at the same time as well.
Yes, please. That would be lovely.
That would be wonderful if that could be done, because equally, if this match does end quickly with a 4-0 in either direction, we will try and go and take a quick look at what's going on at the end of other matches too.
Oh, oh yeah. There it is. And, yeah, okay, now Energize. See, I didn't say anything yet. I didn't say anything yet. That's not a curse.
Yeah.
I didn't say... I just said his name. That's not a curse. Well, Feed now in first place.
Yeah. Feed now in second place.
Again, not a curse. I didn't say that he wasn't going to drop into second place.
Yeah. We'll see. Can Shinemi manage to catch Feed between here and the end of the map? He's carrying a little bit more speed, but there is this full drift, full speed loss. Both players will be equal heading into the identity. And it just comes down then to clean driving. Feed, though, doesn't have that. It is, well, it's not going to be an ace just yet.
What's going on?
Feed respawn first, and so Feed should be second place. Feed will be second place. Shinemi will take third. It's a round win for Raptors and a scoreline of 6-2.
Look, here's the thing. Yeah, Raptors don't seem comfortable here, but they seem more comfortable than Tsun, and that's what matters. I think they calculated this quite well. I think they were like, look, not our best map, even remotely, but we're probably better at it. Oh! It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Definition of just like, this is fine. House is burning down around you. Which is ironic, because there's a lot of water here.
Yeah. I mean, they're 4 points ahead. I don't think the house is burning down whatsoever. But we've reached the point where, I don't know, there's like there's a slightly, like a, I don't know, they were like frying, like, okay, here's the thing. Never deep fry chips at home. Never do it. It's just, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. There is no point.
It is a lot of hot oil to get rid of.
It's one of those things where it's because, yeah, like so much hot oil, it splashes everywhere because it's potatoes are made of water pretty much. And it's like, yeah, no, horrible idea. Just buy frozen ones and heat them up. It really
have I ever mentioned how depressing the Irish language curriculum is in Ireland in school? Ooh, Energize respawn. Hang on just a second. We'll get back to it because this is going to be close. At the end, if Energize makes another mistake, we'll pick up second place. It's a round win for Tsun. They move to 4. Raptors are on track point. The Irish language curriculum in Ireland, very depressing. All of the poetry, all of the short stories, horrifically depressing. We also had to do these like things called the Shra picture, which are where you get like 4 pictures that are just a comic and tell a story, and then you have to go and do your oral exam, and you had to be able to like tell a story using one of like 40 of these sets of pictures. And like one of them, for example, was about a girl who comes home from a night out, definitely not like drunk or anything because we were all 17 or 18, and then she puts on some chips to deep fry, goes to sleep, and her house burns
What?
down. That's just something we had to tell a story about during our final exams.
That's wild. That is so insane. Okay. What? Oh my lord. No, see the thing with it's just not worth, because okay. Like if you have like one of those deep fryer unit things, go for it. That's great. And you know what? They're affordable.
Yeah.
They're a good investment, I think. They're a good idea if you want to.
Hang on.
Oh dear.
This is the ace for
Could be
Raptors.
the end of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold. Energize still in first. Good. Shinimi good. Okay. Done it. Anyway. 10-4. It's just, if you're doing it in a pan or in a saucepan or something, oh my. No, it's not worth it. Like, you have to put the oil so high because you've got a lot of stuff going into it. And then the risk that it splatters everywhere, it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it.
You're absolutely right, Twiggy. I'm going to do 5 push-ups. I think you have 10 to do. But
10?
Apparently.
Okay, sure. But
that could be gaslighting us.
Yeah, probably. That's fine. I've been gaslit before. I mean, yeah, if you have like a big pot and one of those spiders that you lower them into the oil with, that's probably fine.
Oh, will Twiggy get it done before I transition back? Hang on. No. Yes, that was the last push-up. You saw all of Twiggy's push-ups there. Congratulations, everyone. And we are live.
I just want everyone to know that Zera's just put in chat, inflation isn't that bad. I just want that to be...
Oh, dear. Feed and Enter. This is their map pick as we move on to Twisted. And, well, they need to get something done here because Dive was a bit of a wash for them in more ways than one. And they'll need to strike back now.
Absolutely. Feed out in first for the time being, and, well, I mean, I don't know if Raptors really have any weak maps. That's my problem here. They are not the best team on any map, but they are good on all maps, I think, and that is where Tsun are going to come into some issues, because they're not going to get a break.
No, you definitely need to be capable on all the maps, I think, at this point. That is the stage that we are going to be reaching very soon in this World Championship, and Tsun definitely have that kind of lack of weakness about them. Whether or not that's going to be enough to take down some of the top teams in the competition, debatable. I mean, we saw yesterday that it wasn't enough to beat G1, who just looked incredible on every map. And at the start of this one, it is at least solid from both teams. Within 2/10 of the world record by Feed. That was a very quick time. This could be a close battle, and if Raptors in a close battle manage to win here on Twisted, then this match is out of hand already for Tsun.
Yeah, for sure. I think that is going to be the case over the course of this. It does seem like just Raptors know what they're doing, you know? It just seems kind of like they are the more confident team out of these two, for sure. I think they're one of the more confident teams that came through the wild card altogether. I mean, obviously you've got like Airwalkers and stuff like that, but I think Raptors just looked good. I don't think they had as difficult as of a route getting into it. They still took down some really good teams.
They really did. They are... of the 16 teams that remain, I don't think there's any that you can really underestimate at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But we're at a point where I don't think anyone is underestimating anyone else. They are definitely looking at each win as a potential loss as well. And trying their hardest, which we love to see. This is a good round for Feed. Enter a little ways behind, but has a chance to catch Energized towards the line. Shinimi potentially at risk as well. I think we're just going to settle for another draw. And it is going to be, again, a low 104 for Feed, who's looking great. Both Raptors players sit just behind, and Enter then just sits just both behind both of them. And something's got to change eventually, but I don't know which way it's going to fall. Does Feed fall further behind, or does someone from Raptors crack and let Enter through?
I did just have somebody, a friend of mine on Discord message me, like, I'm watching and I have no idea how the scoring system works, but I'm loving it. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the thing that commentators sometimes do, where we're going to explain how Trackmania, competitive Trackmania works.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
Yeah, honestly, so if you're new here, which is very possible, honestly, like, Trackmania World Championship, big event.
First of all, I'd like to apologize.
Yeah, first of all, sorry. Second of all, okay, here's how the scoring system works. you got 2 players on each team. They're trying to work together to get the best times possible. These cars cannot interact with each other. You're just going for your best times. That is how that works. And if you get... Okay. Here's the thing, right? Okay. If you get 1st and 4th as a team, or 2nd and 3rd, you get 1 point per team. Both teams get 1 point. That's a draw. If you get 1st and 3rd, you get a round win. That's 2 to 1 points. If you get 1st and 2nd, that's an ace. 3-0. Now, things get a little more interesting if one of the players doesn't, or 2 of the players don't finish. If 2 players don't finish, then 1st and 2nd means it's the round win for whoever came first. If only 1 player finishes, it's an ace.
Yes. Now, you don't need to worry about those ones where players don't finish. It should not happen very often in this World Championship. Also, that was an insane time last round. That was a 103.9. That was within a 10th-ish of the world record. So this is quick. And I think Tsun are in a little bit of trouble because Raptors are going to give them a fight for this map. This is going to be one of the closer maps we've seen all World Championship, and I'm living for it right now. Tsun, though, they are out to a good lead in this round in particular. I say a good lead. It's only a couple of tenths, but that is as good a lead as we have seen for any team yet.
Yeah, but everything can change towards the end here. Obviously, it's a tech map. You're going to have to calculate every corner perfectly. You're going to lose tenths every single corner if you're not doing everything perfectly correct, but good wheel contact from both some players here. This is the final one that can trip you up. They both get a little airtime, but not enough to give away any positions there. It's not the most insane time in the world we've seen, but it's good enough to get that ace and put them 3 points ahead of Raptors. That's a really important round for them.
Redraws into an ace for Tsun is big for them. And honestly, it wasn't even really their fastest round. At least it wasn't Feed's fastest round. That was a much better round from Ener. And that's what they needed, right? They just needed Ener to manage to step up to match the pace that Feed has, as we know Ener can. And having done so, they pick up their ace. They pick up a 3-point lead, and Shiny and Energize, they are looking to fight their way back into this one. Now, we know that they have the pace as well. Do they have it in them to pick up a couple of round wins, though? Because they need at least round wins from here on out, or they need to pick up an ace. That's a big mistake from Shinimi. That's potentially a second ace for Tsun, and that will be the back broken on this map.
Yeah, Energize and Shinimi both tap a wall there, and that's what happens if you're trying to push for more and more time. And I think Tsun are just pushing them to their limits at the moment, and that's the important part. When you're better at a map just about enough to make the other team work for it, they are going to be forced to make mistakes, especially on a map like this, where any tiny error in your approach to a turn can hit you into a wall, just enough for you to lose a few tenths. Shinimi has done a great job of catching back up, but it is not enough to get anything out of this round. A 9-3 will be the scoreline. Feed setting a new PB of 103.955 within 2 tenths of the world record. And yeah, I think Tsun definitely the more confident team here. Yeah,
I do want to remind everyone, the G1 manhandled Tsun on this map yesterday. It was 11-2 when we left. G1 are terrifying at this World Championship right now.
Yeah, I think this puts things into perspective quite a lot. We were wondering, right, how kind of the Grand League teams were going to stack up against, because what we were seeing was, you know, maybe not amazing. There were teams making mistakes quite often, but there were some teams that were really, really quick, and some of those best times were amazing. And the fact that they've already started to be blown out of the water is quite square-wee, quite scary.
Oh dear. Well, you need to deny even a single point from Tsun at this point if you are Raptors. I don't think they're going to do it. Not in this round, and after this round, there won't be any future rounds to attempt to do it in. Energize is battling wheel-to-wheel with Ener and Feed going into the identity, but they just need to get someone in second place, and they've done enough to do so. Energize will win the round, but it'll be Ener and Feed tied behind Energize. Wow. So who knows? I mean, Ener gets the credit for the win, but they do both manage to lock it up for them. It's going to be the win for Tsun, 10-4. They will tie the overall matchup at 1-1.
Yeah, impressive stuff. And yeah, okay, that's what we were hoping was going to happen for a good series here. You don't want one team blowing the other out of the water too often. It's not fun to watch, unless they're setting world records every round, in which case, fair enough.
Which G1 yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. But yeah, no, I think this is going to be a good series. Once again, I think this is one of the closer two teams that we had in the in the wildcard stage. So I'm excited to see how that continues to go. Group B should be really cool as well to watch. We've got some really good teams in there. But yeah, this one, despite the fact it is really kind of gamers first and Common Core versus the others, it should be really good. I don't know which of these two is going to get eliminated.
No, it's very much up in the air at the moment, and we'll see if Backflip can do anything to maybe change our impressions on that. It's up to Raptors to show that they did have a reason for taking us to one of the most inconsistent maps in the pack. That's looking dangerous for Energize, who is going to, I think, still make it through, and in fact it is Ener who has slid out completely and is a long way behind. So both Raptors players in the mix for round one.
Yeah, and again, this one's really not about speed, it's about getting to the finish line pretty much in one piece. You know, we're not going to see people setting amazing times in live. Jean Rene obviously set one outside of live rounds. So yeah, I think I don't know if anybody is really going to be getting the mid 106s in live rounds. That would be ridiculous. But yeah, for now, Raptors good enough. They have not made a mistake, and that's the important part.
Yep, a little bit slow from Energize, but a little bit slow is fine when you have full crashes and respawns on the other side. Another respawn coming through for Feed in the background, and Shinimi leads the way. That should be a good first jump. It'll be a good first jump for Energize as well. Landing a little bit late. Speed is a little bit low, but it should be plenty. Shinimi will double respawn, quadruple respawn.
Crossbar.
Energize will make it through. How close is Ener? Oh, pretty close.
Very
close is the answer.
My Lord.
Within a tenth, but within a tenth is not the same as in front of, and Feed will manage to cut the map a little bit.
Nice.
I don't know. Didn't finish, but pretty cool. Raptors get an ace.
Still was not making that speed check until he did that. That was wild.
Yeah.
Either way, sorry, every time the ad break button comes, well, the ad break button, the ad
Twiggy,
break
are you actively pressing the ad break button to troll our viewers?
Said that. I can make you have more ads. That's what the button is there for. I can have more ads. No, but no, it just tells me when one happens because I can't press it within 10 minutes or so. 5 minutes of another one. Just every time seeing trolls in the chat is very funny.
Yeah.
Either way.
Do we feel like Raptors could be the team to go 12-0 on Backflip?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe
I don't
not.
think so. I don't know. I don't know if that's really... I don't know if any team is ever going to do that. Like, genuinely, I don't think it's going to happen.
It just feels like such a tall task. A tall order.
Like, being good isn't good enough. Like, being well practiced is not good enough on this map.
Unless you're very well practiced to the exclusion of like really practicing many of the other maps. Ener is okay through that jump. Ener should be fine to the end. This is just looking like a fairly straightforward win for Raptors. No mistakes from the top three really over the course of the map. Feed, the only player to make a mistake. Ener won. Hang on.
Yeah. We couldn't really see. The perspective was a bit weird there. But...
No, that was my fault. I was on Energize because it was like, that's fine to get the jumps.
Like,
and
I saw them in the distance, and I was
win.
like, Shinimi was first.
Yeah.
But you can't really see when they're that far away. They look.
Yeah, no, that's on me. Listen, next time I'll get closer. I just assumed that they were both landing that last jump fine. And no, they weren't. Shinimi crashed a little bit, still made the finish, and it's a draw.
Yeah, that's pretty well. Both Raptors players. Oh no! In synchronity.
And Ener.
And Ener. Is synchronity a word?
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity. That's the one. Okay, yeah. I was halfway there.
Yeah, let's see if Feed can keep it clean up at the front. That's a speed loss, so a little bit slow through there, but still a long way out in front. We'll just stay with Feed until we see a big mistake, and at that point everyone else will have caught up anyway, so it'll be fine.
Have you seen that on TikTok, MLG edits are starting to become a thing again? I saw one on the official F1 account, and I was just like... It's just like, oh baby, a triple on that round. It's just, I like that's all that was going through my head when three players span out. That's
understandable.
I love those. I love that. That's my childhood.
Yeah, it kind of is. Oh, that's awkward.
Damn,
good
son,
save.
Where do you find this?
From Feed, as Twiggy continues to be a zoomer. Raptors will find a draw by picking up the second and third, holding on with no more mistakes. It's 5-2, and Raptors continue to hold the lead on a map they kind of have to win.
Yeah. Look, first round was great. Apart from that, things have been tough. But you know, that's Backflip. I don't like again. just about winning backflip is very good. You've done well. Oh!
Well, 3 players made it through this time around, so again, it's a bit of a triple, just backwards. Ener is fine. Feed lost a little bit of speed there. Shinimi sits just in front of Ener, in fact, overtaking. Those two are very close as we head through the map.
Yeah, now Shinimi obviously trying to force a draw. Energize so far back now that even with a couple of respawns, it's looking unlikely that Tsun are going to give up at the very least second and third. Shinimi definitely gets a better landing there, though, and will extend that victory lead. 5/10 now, the difference between Feed and Shinimi. Feed trying to get that overtake done, but too far away to get anything out of it for now. Shinimi a little slower up there. Still, Tsun need to get this perfectly if they want to get any points, any more points than 1 out of this. That's not perfect.
Oh, Feed as well?
Oh, man. Oh, Feed as well, and it took so long. Energize is now there as well. Shinimi is cleanly through to the end. Can Energize get the overtakes done that they need?
One on
That's
Feed.
1. Ener seems to be going for it.
Ener's missed. He missed! Ener's fully missed! Oh no! Backflip! Incredible. 8-2. Raptors get 2 aces so far, and that should be enough no matter what happens from here for them to win this match. Or win this map, at least. I don't know about the match.
Yeah, man. It's not often that we see players miss the final jump, but it's more difficult than it looks. I think if you're not perfectly set up for it, I think we're kind of spoilt here on the Trackmania World Tour because we see very good players correcting their mistakes.
Yes.
Oh, Shinimi. Oh, yeah. Really, really driving home my point there that you're skilled players.
And fixing those
really
mistakes, like taking the same turn, the same way a
3 times in a row. What's the definition of insanity, Noah?
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, Twiggy.
Okay, what's the definition of insanity, Noah?
Coming on this stream repeatedly.
That definitely is the definition of insanity.
That looks rough for Energize. We'll still make it up. I was nervous there about that line going into that. We've seen so many people clip the edge there.
Oh, Shinimi, oh dear. More respawns. Energize should have this. Well, is trying to have 1 point. I meant Energize. Whoa, yay. I didn't like that. Those were the wrong words. I didn't actually mean to say that either. Ener should get through to the very end perfectly there. That's 5 push-ups for me, even though I didn't mean to say that. Unfortunate. Feed is not going to make the final jump. Has to do it. That was a late respawn, but Shinimi should be far enough behind it. It doesn't matter. That's not a lot of speed. Will he get there?
Feed did make it.
Okay, it's fine. Just about.
Fell to the very bottom
I
of that
love
finish.
backflip.
Yeah. This is highlighting backflip in the most backflip way possible. But look, we can kind of joke about it and say, yeah, it's a mess. And it is a mess. But we have seen teams that pick backflip winning on backflip still more often than not. Despite how messy the rounds are. Raptors picked this map and they're up 9-4. So,
exactly.
Overall, even if the rounds are messy, there is still a strategy to, we're going to win more of these messy rounds. Being a team that is willing to pick backflip is paying off.
Yeah, I think there's also a balance to be kind of held in this, right? In that, I think people a lot of the time with this map pool were like, this is way too inconsistent. These maps are just insane. Like, there is no way anybody can consistently drive. But we don't want to have a boring map pick. Like, we don't want boring map picks, right? Like, because I think having too much of this... People have been asking for identity to be throughout the map for a while. That's what we're getting, right? That is what this is. All of these are just all identity maps, and that is... I think it makes things more interesting. You don't get teams that just reg you drive world records every single round.
Yeah.
It's good.
Speaking of the world record, Energize is 0.999 away from the world record on this round. And that means the first place is good enough to pick up the single point needed. Shinimi will finish just very low down. And a draw means Raptors win on backflip 10-5. And it is, a 2-1 scoreline to them. Tsun go into the next map wanting to win on their own map again and risking giving up match point if they can't.
Yeah, that's really good. I have 5 push-ups to do for that.
Good. I'm glad. Enjoy that. And
why are you glad?
Well, we're going to see Shredded Twiggy by the end of the World Championship. And I don't know, my pecs will be huge too or whatever. What am I saying? I don't know. We're going into map number 4, and map number 4 is going to be Tubes. Our first look at Tubes today. Tsun picking this one up.
While I'm doing push-ups.
How do you feel about tubes, Twiggy?
Just in general, do I like the shape?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about the map.
Okay. No, wait, but that was a while ago. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, that's sorry. My
We're
brain
also
is
not on
fried.
tubes. We are on
this
G-Force.
isn't tubes. This confused me quite a lot.
That's fair.
You've said a lot of things that have confused me. Either way.
It's the start. It's the sand block at the start keeps throwing me.
Right. Okay. I see. How do I feel about G-Force? I feel great. I like this map a lot.
Hamster map. Ooh. Shinimi's probably not feeling great right now.
No.
Enter and Feed up in first and second place at the moment. What do Energize and Shinimi have? Try and battle back. Outside line from both players in red. Energize is looking to contest on the way through. We're seeing less and less of the hung wheel on the outside here, but there's one from Feed just to demonstrate what can go wrong in that bobsleigh.
Good bug slide as well from Energize. Catches up to Enna. Now it's all going to be down to the identity, and obviously not a lot of players get it wrong. It's just how much speed you can take through each of these wall rides here. Whether or not you want to go for a safe, obviously, depending on how far back the players are. It's about 1.5 seconds per turn. Nobody ever really goes for the safe there on the first turn, but you're going to lose about 1.5 seconds if you do it here on the final one. So sometimes teams do like to safe that, but Enna has made enough of a gap that I think is going to get a decent time hit. 112.9 is good. Energize can't quite catch up. Shinimi, though, comes home in third place. Gets them that draw at the very least.
Decent recovery from Feed as well, losing 2 seconds for hanging that wheel. Respawned, I think, pretty quickly, or maybe just managed to make it around the turn anyway. We tend to see a bigger time loss on that, is really what I'm saying. So solid recovery all around. And Tsun, not the first round they would have wanted, but also not the end of the world. Having that draw means that you are still in a position that you can pick this one up. That landing for Enner is going to be slow, though. Both players from Raptors move forward into the top 2.
Very far on the outside. Obviously landing a certain amount on the outside is good because it just gets all 4 wheels in contact quicker, but you can also make your car do a little bit of a wobbly landing, so you don't really want to go that far. But Shinimi and Energize having a much better start this time around. Anybody going to hang a wheel here? Yes, Feed!
Come on, bro!
Feed, man. Oh, dear. Enna, once again, battling now, but not just with Energize. Shinimi is also well out ahead. Can he split that difference and limit the amount of points that Raptors are going to get, or is Energize going to catch up this time around and get themselves a nice lead in this map and get themselves a brace? This would obviously... Oh, that's actually really not great. He has to go for a much shorter jump here as well. Should make it just fine, but is probably not going to come home in anything better than third. Shinimi, very scary there. It is actually a good idea to fall off it quicker. It's just that if you fall off too quick, you can fall down the gap between the bobsleigh and the wall.
And we've seen that before.
Yes, many times, actually.
Many times have we seen players go a little bit too aggressively to try and reach that finish quickly, and it has not worked out. That'll be the round win, though, and will mean that we are back within a single point, but it is Raptors who have the lead at the moment. Well, that's, again, very bad for Tsun if they lose here. This being their map pick, not only do they lose on their map pick and they have to go back to one of Raptors, but they drop match point to Raptors as well.
Yeah, usually one map that goes the way of the team that didn't pick it is enough to close out a series, pretty much. That is it. We've only seen one where it went back and forth between not picks, if you get what I mean.
Oh, Feed survived.
That was close. That was close.
Oh, the full slide out. That was Energize who misses the ice slide at the end there. Not the ice slide. What do we call it when we're on dirt there? Doesn't matter. I think Shinimi is safe. Enner clipped a wheel. Bug slide. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Shinimi respawns.
I think it is technically slightly different if you have icy wheels.
Yeah, because you're not holding the brake, you are just holding to the side.
It's not actually like a bug slide, but it is the same mechanic as a bug slide, so I'm going to call it a bug slide.
Fair. Yeah, it's going sideways very fast while keeping your momentum, so
yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
Here is Enner going for the safe route. Plenty of time behind, over 3 seconds the gap, and will finish in second place. It's an ace, and a 113.0 is a PB for Feed. I'm kind of surprised that Feed's PB is not a little bit lower than that at the moment, but I guess it's not.
Yeah, well, either way, good round from Tsun. It's exactly what they needed just to gain a little bit of confidence on this map. Something that's hard to come by, I think, on GeForce. There are so many places you can make errors, and always those errors are massively impactful in the round. So, yeah, it's good that you can get yourself that lead, especially because you need it. Raptors are going to pounce immediately if you give away your own map.
Raptors do like pouncing. It is specifically one of the things they're known for. Yeah.
They are known for?
Yeah, well, because raptors are also a type of bird.
Sure, okay. Yeah.
They also stoop.
They stoop.
They stoop.
You know what? You're a zoologist. I don't know. I'm not even gonna...
That's when a bird of prey dives to catch prey in its claws.
Stooping.
Yep.
Sounds stupid.
And apparently, they also do flips, as they did win on backflip. That's absolutely 100% correct. And this time, they are looking very good on GeForce as well. Tsun, maybe not as comfortable as you'd hope. It's a respawn from Shinimi, though, and that means that we're on pace for probably a round win yet for Tsun as Feed moves up into 3rd place.
Yeah. Enna now needs to hold on to this position. Looking good on the first wall ride there, but Energize has more speed just about. Actually, no, about equal heading into the final turn. Enna just needs to get it good here. Energize could overtake. We've seen a couple of people do it. Enna goes very well into that final turn. Gets it done. 3/10 the difference there. Feed will come home in 3rd place. Extend that lead from 2 to 3 points. The scoreline 7-4. And... Chris, what do you mean Twiggy is awake today? I've been awake for
Twiggy,
all of the streams.
listen,
I've been
you
busy.
can't fight with Chris because I just do need to clarify for Slamwise GG in Twitch chat that the definition of stoop is the swoop of a bird of prey. You can Google that. I promise I did not just misspeak or mishear a words. You can Google stoop. And you do get that definition. I'm not trying.
Don't argue with somebody who has experience in a field.
This is zoology. We're learning today. Yeah, it's just, it's also a fun word to look at somebody who's jumping on someone else and be like, damn, they stooping.
Yeah, no, it just sounds like an insult. I'm sorry. It straight up just sounds like an insult. Shinimi, oh no. Things are not going well for Raptors here. Obviously, they... Feed. Feed. He can get around the corner. It's fine.
Yeah.
Where's Shinimi? Where's Shinimi?
I found Shinimi, Twiggy. Shinimi tried to cut, accidentally jumped out the top of the bobsleigh, and ended upside down and tried to still make the checkpoint, but failed to. So Shinimi fully out of this round. Luckily, Energize appears to be winning it, which means a draw, which means the score will be 5-8 in Tsun's favor. And, well, we'll go to another round.
What a time. Nice. 112.8 from Energize. New PB. Damn it, man.
Hang on.
Hold on, round win.
This is relevant.
11 seconds.
And if they don't finish, this is still a round win.
Shinimi. He's got it. If he goes safe, that's it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Fair enough.
All right. We're
Close
back in the game.
6-8. Shinimi turtles and still wins a round.
Turtles for a good second as well.
Couple of seconds, I'd argue, because Shinimi
gave him time to think.
Again, I think jumped out of the top of that bobsleigh, landed upside down, and attempted to drive upside down, and then realized that he couldn't to get there, which means that it was more than a second. That was a good 2 or 3 seconds wasted on that attempt.
Yeah, that's wild. Either way, Raptors now actually have a chance once again. Was looking a little scary. Tsun's still the only team. Yeah, Tsun's still the only team on track point, but it's only a 2-point difference, and they only need 1 to get themselves to track point. They can't end it on this round, but they can definitely put a dent in the lead that Tsun have right now. Enna goes for it very quick, doesn't hang a wheel, importantly. Shinimi, has a wobble at the end and can't get the slide down. It has to respawn. Energize now chasing Enna here, and needs to get 1st place, really. You need to try and force that draw. Shinimi is far enough down that nothing is going to happen the other way. More speed heading into the start of the identity. Overtakes Enna. Can he maintain that lead? That's the important part here. Enna cannot get the overtake done on the first wall ride. It's all going to come down to the approach they have and the exit they have from this final wall ride here. Energize goes in front, goes low, goes for it. It's perfect. It's just as fast as you can get it there, and Enna cannot get the overtake done. It's good enough for them. They have another chance, and now they are also on track point. They need an Wicked. They need an ace.
Glad you said Wicked, so I didn't have to, because I was about to. It's 9-7, Twiggy. It is Tsun on 9, and as you say, it's an ace necessary for Raptors. It's a clean round necessary for Shinimi. We've seen enough from Energize, I think, that we're confident that, you know, first or second is well within reach for Energize. Shinimi has struggled in the last 2 rounds to just get cleanly to the finish. Now would be a great time to clean that up.
Yeah, both teams, I think, very even on pace. It's all going to come down to whether or not they get it done in their first try or not. And that's a difficult task with GeForce. There are so many areas that you can have critical, hang a wheel on the, based on just absolutely nothing whatsoever. I mean, that's bobsleigh for you, but there you go. Right now, Shinimi and Energize in the exact position they need to maintain for this whole round. Enner and Feed playing a chasing game.
Feed hung a wheel here a few times in the first couple of rounds. Shinimi's had struggles here too, and it looks quick for Enner. Shinimi slides out one more time, and just one of Enner or Feed needs to make it to the end now.
That should be it. I mean, really, there has not been a lack of consistency here. Oh, that's wild. Okay, Feed respawns. Enner. I mean, everything hangs on this now. Enner needs to get it done. I mean, just needs to get it done. Not a massively difficult task, but you never know. We've seen players fail this final turn.
Maybe should go for the safe finish.
Yeah, I would have gone for the safe finish there. Absolutely, you need 1 point. But Enner rates himself, gets it done. 112.8 to close things out. A new PB as well in live rounds. Feed finishes ahead of Shinimi anyway. I think already knew the round was over, so it didn't matter. But that was one hell of a roller coaster.
Yeah, got really close there at the end, got a little bit scary there at the end, and unfortunately for Raptors, while they made a late push, Shinimi just couldn't really get the act together in time to do it, but Energize definitely kept them in that one, and keeping the pressure up on your opponent's map, and never letting them get comfortable to take deep breaths and kind of, you know, relax before you go back to your own map pick. It's a strong position to be in. And now we're on Tubes, Twiggy.
Yes, now we're on Tubes, and to answer your earlier question, I quite like Tubes. I think it's a consistent map most of the time. I think the errors that we get are forced by my favorite kind of map is when errors are forced by pressure. I think maybe on the kind of easier end of things, there was obviously Slowdown, which was a map like that. You know, you wouldn't have errors unless there was a player making them drive fast. You can safe it when you want to, and I think Tubes is a similar map. Yeah, you can't safe it quite as much. Oh dear, Energize an early error hitting the edge of the dirt, but you can safe it more than most of the other maps in this pool.
Yep, you definitely can. I will tell you, during the warm-up, we saw multiple players hit the pole on that downhill, but that was the warm-up. It doesn't count, and this time around, the top 3 are safely through. Relatively low jumps for all of them. Nobody looking for massive speed on the exit, but Feed loses a little bit more. Shinimi takes first place away from Enner as well, and Enner has slid around the outside there, will continue to lose ground to Shinimi.
Yeah, Feed with low exit speed as well. Loses a tiny bit of ground to these two players, and it is really a Shinimi versus Enner race there. Energize still kind of out of things, could overtake Feed with any kind of mistake, but pretty much in 4th place for the time being. Shinimi now needs to make sure that Tsun know why it is Raptors map pick that they're heading in towards, and it's a good turn. There is the bounce. Fine. It's early. It's fine. Just about. Enner a little too early. Does clip the wheels at the end, but not a problem because Energize is down by 7 seconds and does the exact same thing. So there you go.
But given that Energize arguably has been looking like the more consistent player for Raptors, has, I think, been the quicker player for Raptors as well, Energize having a bad round, but Shinimi looking good, I think is fine, right? Like, we trust Energize off the back of the previous 4 maps to bounce back. And if Shinimi is able to keep up that kind of performance, then this should be a pretty comfortable win for Raptors on Tubes.
Yeah, I think this one probably will go the distance. The whole 7 maps is more than likely, in my opinion. Again, I think these are 2 of the closest teams in the whole competition in terms of skill. They both have quite deep map pools. They are both, you know, confident players. All 4 of them are confident players, and you know, mistakes that they have, while being relatively common, are about the same amount as each other.
Yeah. And Energize had made a little mistake just there, but it was, as you say, a very small one, and has only just drop behind both Enner and Feet. Shinemi once again has started to build out a gap. Now this pipe here, I think, is the biggest difference between teams that are confident on this map and not. And you saw it. Energize just went for it there, managing to overtake both Feed and Enner. There's a little bit of speed on Enner. Jumps very high compared to Energize, who ends up crashing. As a result, Feed crashes as well. Energize is really slow on the pipe, but should still make it this time around and will pick up third place. The ace goes up in smoke, but it is still a lead for Raptors.
Man, my therapist is really going to wonder what the hell Trackmania is, because, god damn, the amount of stress that these rounds give me, that is unbelievable. The Raptors do take the lead, an important one, obviously, on their own map pick once again.
I do want to just revisit, Twiggy. It is that second last pipe. It's not the final pipe that really makes the difference when you're confident on this map. It is that last right-hander, because we've seen it over and over again. If you have practiced this, if you've really put the errors into it, players will just drive that full speed. And driving that full speed and landing it cleanly is good for several tenths at the end of the map. And the Raptors do seem to be the team that are going to gain those tenths every round.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, everybody neck and neck. If he goes a little too wide on there, but Energize has also made a small error. Shinemi gets the clip on the wall right as the reactor ends, and that slows him down, and I assume that has just been too much to deal with at once, and he's fallen into one of the pits in the middle of the track. Now Energize has to overtake Enner here. It is possible. It's very possible. Brilliant speed through that tube. An absolutely perfect overtake from Energize. Just unreal, that. A new PB as well. 7 seconds. I mean, that's kind of the way it is. But hey, it looks good on the scoreboard, and that's what matters. Well done, Energize. Stepped up when he needed to. Yeah,
once again, confidence. I mean, this time around, it was on the last pipe rather than the one that I was talking about before. But equally, there was a bit of time gain on the previous pipe as well. And Energize is just looking willing to send it. To just say, I don't care what happens on this, because I trust that 9 times out of 10, the outcome is that I gain time by not letting go of this accelerate button. And it's working.
Yeah. I mean, this really is... this is going to go the distance, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just tell. I think not only from just kind of the rounds in general, but it looks like the mentality of the players is really like, we want to win this. Both of these teams are really fired up for this one. I think you can tell all of these rounds, even when they make an error, they still drive all the way to the end. There have been some teams, I won't name names, that have very much given up on rounds at certain points. Not gonna. I might get banned from their Discord, but Shinemi now in first place. Energize makes a mistake, falls off, and now Shinemi is the one who has to step up, has to maintain first position here. A lot easier than getting the overtake done for sure, but there's still pressure on you. Shinemi gets a good bounce. That should be fine. Over into first position. A 104.6 is a good time too. And Raptors just about holding on to this one.
Well, there is the risk, right, of full sending it, of just holding down the accelerator and not releasing and trying to drive as low as possible through those pipes. Sometimes you fall out the bottom, sometimes you just go around the world, and it happens to Energize there. Flies out the bottom, ends up in 4th place, but this is one of those maps, one of those rounds where it feels like Raptors are the team that are just constantly on the edge of an ace, right? Like, it'll take one round where they both get it right to get an ace, and if you don't get that round, then we're just seeing consistent draws and Raptors staying 1 point ahead.
Yeah. Oh, Energize. Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought you would clip the wall after having that wheel go up in the air, but no, back with the pack now, and Enner, in fact, has had a very slow exit from the wall ride there, falls down into 4th position. Not a horrible time. I mean, still only 7/10 down from 1st place, only 1/10 down from 3rd, but Energize has moved his way up into 2nd, and Raptors looking to really extend their lead here. 1 extra point would be brilliant with a round win, but 3 points over your opponent would be absolutely perfect. And oh dear, 2 errors, both from Tsun players, sorry. And now it should be free for them. They can safe this end, go about as slow as they want to. That's fine. That'll do. And Energize gets through into the finish there. Very good time from Shinemi with a 104.395. And Raptors move to 8-4.
Look, what did I say? Raptors feel like a team that is threatening an ace in any given round. And in that round, they get an ace. They move up 4 points clear. Tsun, they need an ace now, between now and the end of the map. And they just haven't looked at really any point like they're particularly capable of getting one, unless both Raptors players make pretty horrific errors. And Tsun have been kind of quick enough, have been kind of consistent enough. They're just not putting the pressure on Raptors that they need to close this out from 4 points behind.
Yeah, and while we're on 2-2 here, we've got a couple maps to go at the very least. It looks like Alternate Attacks versus BPP has got to match point for BPP, so if you do want to go and watch that, you can head over to Lucas Turbo channel. I'll give a shout out to them, so if you want to go and follow and go and watch that final map, you can go ahead. That's absolutely fine. Join us after it's done if you do want to do that, unless, it keeps going, in which case don't. Stay here. We need the viewers, please. Thank you. But yeah, no, also casting those ones. We're going to be casting the exact opposite games to Turbo pretty much whenever there is an option to go for it. And right now, Raptors looking to close things out, but Energize not letting that happen, although a respawn from Feed could bring that about. And oh wait, no, I thought Enna respawned, but you just switched person. Oh, they're both slow though. Hold on.
I just wanted to see. Look, I did swap person, but the important thing was how close Energize was, and the answer was not close enough in order to catch up. And nearly did, but it is 9-5. And again, Tsun just aren't, to me, Twiggy, looking like they have a 4-point comeback in them on this map.
Yeah, no, I very highly doubt that. Raptors are probably going to get one player in the top 2 here. They've seemed not insanely consistent, but at least one of them has been consistent every round, and that's what matters at this stage. You've done the hard work already. You've made the point gap. Now you need to play ultra defensive. Park the bus and just get a player through.
God, park the bus is just such a British phrase, and I love it. It is very...
I was watching
football?
Ted Lasso the other day.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't actually watching real football. Come on.
Yeah, fair enough.
I started watching it. It's a very good show. Everybody should watch it.
What if Raptors get another ace? What if they win 12-5? Because Enner's Crash, Shinimi, and Energize are both cleanly through the map so far, and they just need one of these two in the top 2. And I reckon they're going to get one of them. It won't be Energize.
No, it really won't be Energize. That's a big respawn, but also Feed has fallen into the wall. Enna moves up into second, but Shinimi is playing this safely. That's absolutely fine. That's fine still. Yeah, I mean, played it insanely safely there.
Yeah.
Like, almost to the point where it was still risky. But yeah, no, that works perfectly fine. Raptors get their next map. Energize does not make it to the finish. No, go on, go for it. Yeah, drive up. Yeah,
go on,
you're not going to get there. But
oh, good effort.
It's like it was like the first mammal with legs emerging from the water. Amazing.
Sure, yeah, that's how that worked. 10-7, Raptors move up to match point, but we head back to a track pick for Tsun, and their track pick, well, it's gonna get a little bit spicy from here because we go to Surf, Twiggy.
Surf, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this is, maybe it's just because most of the teams we've watched on it are wildcard teams, regional teams that were not playing very well. I find this map boring compared to the other maps in the pool. But I think that is just because we haven't had the fervency of competition that we see in the Challenger League and the Grand League, where it's really a battle for records rather than a battle for getting to the finish line.
Well, I got to see Solary play on it yesterday, and it was interesting because Solary mentality of Pack go fast, get world records, and Carl Jr. be insanely consistent was very much in evidence, and they look pretty good on the map. So I think the final turn on this map, once, as you say, we do get some really close competition on it, is going to come down to it, because you can risk so much on that final hairpin, and it can go so wrong when you risk that hard.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, especially when we get some of the matches that we're probably going to see, I mean, today in the upper bracket parts of these,
Maybe even this
started
match.
To say something.
I was just like, this match could be very close through Surf.
For sure. Yeah, we will see. The thing is, we really just haven't seen a massive amount of it since the wildcard. A lot of the group stage teams played it every single series, because it was a safe map, but I think people are stopping picking it because they know that everybody knows the map well. You know, there is no team that has not learned this map. It's a quick one to learn.
How do you feel about that for pace? 101.121 from Feed already within.
Well, I mean, the fact that I can't see the game.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a really good first round you all missed.
Wow. There is actually gatekeeping Trackmania World Tour now.
I had a really good time watching it.
I was wondering. That was like a really long.
Why didn't you say something earlier?
Well, I didn't know. I thought it was just like
Twinkie.
Like
come on, it's always a 20-second break.
Oh my lord! Why have you done this?
Yeah.
This is. I can't believe you tried to imply that it was my fault as well. That's wild. Yeah. That's wild.
Hey, look, if you look at it, Feed now has a PB that's within 2/10 of the world record, so that's pretty cool.
Wow, that's pretty cool. My lord. God. Alright. Anyway, Raptors can close it out here. And again, as I said earlier, every team knows this map, so I don't think there is a situation in which Tsun can comfortably go, we are better than Raptors on this map. I think that is going to evidence itself very shortly here. Raptors get their first ace in the round. Ace in the map. Managed to close things up. And once again, I mean, 3/10 away from the world record there.
Yeah, it's really quick. The pace is good so far in this match. Maybe just a factor of, that world record was obviously a very quick time, but set a week or two ago in the wildcards, and you do expect these times to continue to improve as players get faster and faster. So what was an unbelievably quick time a few weeks ago is just a relatively quick time now that is definitely should be starting to get within reach for a lot of these players if they have aspirations of going deep.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a ticking time bomb. Somebody is going to get that world record very shortly. If it's not today, it will probably still be in the middle stage of the competition. We will see somebody break that one. But the thing is, I think a lot of the best teams probably just won't play this map. Yeah. I think it's difficult to be like, we're better than another team. And that is what map bans will come down to.
You say that, but like Solary did pick this map yesterday. This was one of their choices.
Yeah, no, I think obviously there are going to be some teams that do, but I think a lot of teams are going to either ban it out against Solary if they are obviously better, or just not play it.
Yeah, that's fair. This is going to be a close round, though. Feed is finally sitting in first place, but Tsun have given up an ace already, so just a draw, that's not good enough, and that's what they're going to have to settle for this time around. We continue to sit at about 3/10 behind the world record, and Ener having made a mistake means that Raptors creep a little bit closer to a match win and a chance to stay in this World Championship.
Hold on a second. If Alternate Attack's just lost...
Yes.
And we are now watching the last Challenger League team...
Yes.
Losing.
Yes.
No Challenger League teams are making it to the top 12 at all.
That's sure seeming like a possibility here, Twiggy. And I think that also means we're at a point where we're nearly guaranteed a regional team at the World Championship as well.
Yeah, pretty... Yeah, I mean... Possibly. Yeah, no, because August went out. So yeah.
So we are guaranteed. If Tsun lose this match, we are guaranteed a regional team at the World Championship. Lamb.
Wow, that's wild. I mean, I think it just shows that there is so much more talent out there. Yeah, exactly. That I think I don't want to say the Challenger League teams don't all deserve to be in the Challenger League. Obviously, they do. But ouch! There are so many other teams that deserve those spots, and they really need to watch their backs, especially if they're going to crash that down.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Where is everyone?
Shiny is. Yeah, that's an ace.
What? I was just desperately trying to find a car, and everyone I clicked to was in a wall somewhere. And a lot of these walls look kind of similar. So, alright, fair enough. That's an ace. We're tied up, so rumors of Tsun's death may have been largely exaggerated.
Greatly exaggerated.
Because we are at 5-5 on map 6. This was Tsun's pick, and they're looking to make a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. It's Tsun's pick. I think, obviously, after this whole series, it's a best of 7. You're always going to have a tiny bit of fatigue towards the end of it, just playing consistently in that kind of focused mindset for a while. You're going to have a little bit of that come through. Second win might be on its way now for Tsun. We will see. But Raptors are doing a good job of just keeping them at bay. I think, again, arm's length is good enough for them, especially against an opponent that is so evenly matched against them.
Energized, sitting in 4th place. It would be, I feel, very like this match for this round to be a draw, now that the teams are tied up, for it to immediately stay that way. But Feed is the player to make the mistake, and so I think I've spoken too soon, because unless Ener can overtake Shy in this identity, this is going to be a win. Ener's going to overtake Shy in this identity. That's a poor bounce for Shy, somehow still holding on. It's very close around the final couple of turns. The hairpin, who risks? It looks like maybe Ener won't quite manage to do it, and it is going to be a round win. Raptors move to match point.
Raptors on their way, trying to crush Tsun's dreams coming through here. And they're doing a good job of it so far. It's just, again, making Tsun work for everything. As soon as they make an error, Raptors are there to capitalize off it. And suddenly, Tsun are again in a really awkward position. Match point now for Raptors. They can close it out with an ace.
Going to be an ace that's hard to come by, though. Sun are going to be looking at that scoreboard. They are also going to be dialed in a map this hard fought, this deep towards the World Championship, having spent so much time practicing this map pack. You don't want to drop out now in this way. And Sun, they are out to a decent start. It's a 1-2, but it's not by much. It's changing hands as we speak. Shy is right up there alongside them, but Enter and Feed, decent entry into the water, should just about still be holding on to this Twiggy. All 4 cars are within a tenth.
And it just, oh, not anymore. They are not. Energized out of the round, and Raptors are not getting an ace this time around unless something absolutely insane happens. Shinemi, though, can limit the amount of points that Tsun gets. They can keep Tsun away from overtaking Raptors in terms of points, or evening the scoreline at 8-8 if they come in first place. But Feed is screaming through the identity here, trying to get as much time out of it as possible. Shinemi gets a good turn, but it is not enough to make up for the difference that happened in the earlier parts. And once again, barely 3/10 between Feed's time there and the world record. 8-8 the scoreline, and still Tsun have a route into keeping themselves in this series.
This is overtime. I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but this is overtime. Next round winner wins the map, and that either means that Tsun drop out of the World Championship or they bring us to map 7. It's all up to basically a single round from this point on.
Yep. Every single round counts now, and a draw is going to be just extending the pain for one of these teams, and I think Tsun especially. Obviously, Raptors have that cushion. They are now 3 on, and you can see the difference there. Match point versus track point. All they need to do is get a round win, and they close out Tsun. But if they lose a round, Tsun get back into things, and who knows if Raptors, you know, are putting everything into this one. But that is very slow from Feed. He didn't have quite enough speed to get over that wall ride there. Cleanly clips a wheel back down in 4th position by a long way there. Enna really trying to stay in first, though. Shinemi and Energize hounding down Enna here, but the turns are good. It's all going to come down to the final turn, and there is absolutely nothing to separate them. Both of them crash. Energize comes home in first, and Raptors... Oh, okay, I thought, oh my lord. I thought that was Shinemi crashing there at the end. Oh, and sorry, Raptors, my heart rate. Raptors have closed out the series. They have eliminated the final Challenger League team from the World Championship. None of them getting to the top 12. And that means that, how many top 12 teams are there that are regional teams now? Team BPP, Airwalkers, GXP, Raptors, all guaranteed in the top 12. 4 regional teams, 0. Well, one of Trident or Robbers has to get through, so 5 guaranteed.
Yeah. 5 or 6
guaranteed.
Potentially.
Yeah, 5 or 6, and
half
0
of the
Challenger League teams.